We're going to be working on Sonata in C major by Jean-Baptiste Bréval. This one is one of my favorites. This was actually the first full sonata that I ever worked on personally. There's a lot of really interesting stuff with this. I mean, right out the gate, we have rolled chords. We've got trills. We've got grace notes, we've got triplets, which I don't think we've hit yet. We've got a lot of fun stuff. So, breaking this down, we are going to work from the beginning to the first repeat at measure 37, 38, 39. At measure 39, so we'll just be doing the first 39 measures here. This will be repeated, so this is taking up a significant chunk of what the song normally is. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, if you look at the very first measure, you will see that there are multiple note heads on the same stem. That is indicative of playing multiple strings at once. Normally you'll see 2. However, there are 3 on these, which means we have to roll them. So since there are 3, that means that you're basically going to put your fingers on the same notes, or on the corresponding notes, I guess. Start on the bottom 2. And then roll to the top 2 while keeping your fingers down. This is indicative of the time period. This was really, really common. It's still used today, but normally this is used as a statement. In this case, it's outlining the key that we're playing in. This will definitely be in C major. Unfortunately, we do not have an active way to play the backing, the piano accompaniment that goes along with this. The cello takes the lead, the piano takes the background, the cello takes not really background, but like accentuating melody stuff, and then the piano plays the bass accompaniment and then also the top end kind of melody stuff. So it's kind of an interesting like trade back and forth. So let's look at these 3 chords at the beginning. The fingering on them is going to be just what you would normally play, just all at the same time. So the first one is an open G, 1 on the D string, and a 2 on the A string. So it'll sound like this. A little bit of vibrato goes a long way with that. Don't overdo it, but just a little bit for flavor, 100%. So the chords are going to sound like this. There's the open E, C. And then it is a G, D, A, and then it is a C, G, D, C. So all together. You definitely want the top note to come out on those. Don't. You want multiple notes to be playing at the same time, so that's about what we're looking for. So let's run through that a couple of times, just so that we can get that down, because that is new, that is strange, that is different. So 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The next part is going to be relatively straightforward. Let me go ahead and play the entire chunk, and then we will go through and start breaking it down. So, this first phrase. That is going to be what we're looking for. Our finished tempo is going to be 110 BPM. I am working at about an 80 right now. Nice, straightforward. The trill into the 2 grace notes at measure 6 is going to be kind of an interesting thing, so let's work on that. Da, da, da. So we're trying to fit in a lot of extra notes around that. If you are not comfortable playing that fast, is entirely valid. The trill is flavor, basically. The grace notes are also flavor. Is also totally valid. So you're going to be, if you do decide to play the trill, it'll be from that second finger, the F, back up to the G. Trilling onto the fourth finger is really kind of hard. It takes a lot of strength, takes practice. And then it is just a quick, it says 16ths, but this isn't really measured here. You've got 2/16ths extra in the space of 3 beats. So keeping the beat pulse is more important than stuffing all those notes in. So one, two, three. That's about what we're looking for. So go ahead and join me for that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and string that entire top line together, starting at the repeat. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that one more time. Now, one of the other things, so you see the note that we start on is just a quarter by itself. That repeat bar is cutting bar 2 in half, measure 2 in half. Well, not really half, but it's splitting measure 2. That's why 1, 2, 3, play, you're picking up the fourth beat of the second measure. The other thing to keep in mind, bowings are important in this. Just kind of like breaking it up how you want, not a good idea. This is going to be setting you up for the correct bow stroke on what you're going to be doing. Trying to do that trill on an up bow is going to be kind of rough. So, bowings, very important. I usually go through and scribble in the bowings on these kind of things if necessary, especially when I keep getting backwards on things. Highly recommended. Take notes, make notes, take fingerings, do whatever you need. Some people I've noticed, especially in lessons, don't like marking up their music because it looks crowded, it gets hard to read, that kind of thing. 100% understand. I am very much of the camp of the sheet music is there for the performance of the music. If you need to write something in that makes that performance easier, by all means, 100% full send, do it. So that would be my recommendation. If you need to take notes, write in anything, whatever, to get what you're doing, by all means do it. So now that I'm done talking and monologuing, let's go ahead and do that first line starting right after that repeat bar. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The next phrase is going to be relatively simple. We do have some dynamic changes. Next phrase is going to start like this. Nice, simple, straightforward. Again, bowings are important. Definitely keep those in mind. So let's go ahead and work on that. So we're starting mezzo forte. We are decrescending to a piano. So it's kind of like You play a thing, and then you play an echo of the thing at the piano level, and then you come back into a full mezzo piano, or mezzo forte, my apologies. So go ahead and join me at measure 7. Yeah, go ahead and join me at measure 7. 1, 2, 3. Measure 9 has kind of an interesting rhythmic figure to it. So you've got a 16th tacked on to a dotted 8th note. Counting those gets kind of obnoxious. So normally you count the beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting the 8th notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Counting the 16ths, when you get down to it, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So technically, you would be playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's how that, that's the rhythmic breakdown of it. So let's go ahead and do, in measure 9, just the 16ths to the dotted 8ths. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's the 3 and 4 and. So it'd be my apologies, it would be 3E, 4E, and then back into the half note, finishing up the phrase. So let's just do that dotted rhythm really quick. It's just the 3E, 4E. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. So let's go ahead and wrap that entire phrase back up so that we have that down pat. Starting at measure 7, running to the end of the phrase. 1, 2, 3. And then we do have a decrescendo on that last chunk back into a mezzo piano. So let's go ahead and roll all of that together just so we have the opening. We'll do the opening chords as well. Opening first full phrase. So starting at the very beginning. 1, 2, 3. Okay, moving on from there. Everything else is relatively straightforward for a while. The next phrase is going to be this. My apologies, I got my bowing arm backwards on there. So let's go ahead and do measure 11 through 13, 14, 15, the beginning of 16. So measure 11 through 16, first part of 16. Go ahead and join me. Nice, straightforward. We do have a quick run and we'll come and touch that in a second, but let's try playing it through first. So 11, 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and touch on that quick run in 14, just the first 3 beats of it. So we have a dotted quarter, 2 16ths and a quarter, and it'll sound like this. Yeah, go ahead and join me on that. 1, 2, 3. Just one bow, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. We do have a F sharp there, which will make sense when the piano accompaniment is playing. One last time, and then we'll roll that entire thing up and then move on to the next section. We'll play the 16th, that 16th chunk, and then we'll play the entire phrase. So just that 16th chunk. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then starting at 11, running to the end of the phrase. 1, 2, 3. Cut that. Starting at the beginning of 11, running through the end of the phrase. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We've kind of cut that. So moving forward from there, we kind of have the same thing repeated, starting at 13, 14, 15, starting at 16. So that'll be the tail end, finishing that out, and then we move into the next section. So 16, 17 to the beginning of 18. 1, 2, 3. On that particular phrase, don't forget the dots above the eighth notes on the second half of that 4-note run. A little bit more emphasis on those, even under a slurred up bow. Definitely helps bring things out and kind of gives you a little bit more enunciation on what's going on instead of just slurs all the way around. One last time, let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So moving on to the next section. I don't normally actually trill on that first eighth note in the run that has the trill over the top, just because I've never been able to get my fingers to move quite that fast in that way. So let's go ahead and do the pickup in the tail end of 18 through 20, 21, 22, through 22. So tail end of 18 through 22. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3. So looking at this, we do have a 2-note double stop in measure 22. That is going to be on a decrescendo, so keep that in mind. So starting in 18, let's look at 19, because we have that faster figure there with some scary looking notes. 19, the second and third beats are going to be like this. So let's go ahead and do that a couple of times just so we know what's coming when we get back to it. So just that little phrase in the middle of 19. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Okay, so 18 to 22 again. We are starting forte. That is a sudden shift because we had been at mezzo piano. So it'll be forte. It'll be in your face. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Tail end of 18 through 22. Keep in mind, we also have that call and effect echo. So we'll play it one time forte and then immediately play it again piano, kind of like an echo coming back at you. So we'll do those. We'll do pick up in 18 and to 20, and then we'll take a look at that quick little shift in there in 21. So pick up in 18 through 20. Make sure that your dynamics are drastically changing here. So 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we have a weird shifty thing in the next measure. 1, 2, 3. So we are getting louder and then immediately coming back down. Let's go ahead and do 19, 20, 21. Pick up to 21 and 22. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's roll that entire phrase together. Pick up to 18 through 22. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go ahead and tie everything else right back into that. So starting at the repeat bar, because the beginning is fairly easy, don't need to repeat it. It'll be pick up to measure 3 through 22. 1, 2, 3. So the next section is going to be the beginning of the fun part. The next section will be 23 through 25. Going to sound like this. Okay. So we have very large crescendos and decrescendos here. There's not really anything out of the ordinary here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just work on that a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the next section is where things get interesting. So we've been doing everything in duple meter. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and we have what are called triplets. So if you look in measure 26, we have notes with 3s above them, and they're barred in 3s. They're not barred in 4s or in 2s. They're barred in 3s. The little 3 there denotes that it's a triplet. So instead of a dot 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 dot, you've got dot 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 dot. So in the space of a single beat, you've got it subdivided into 3 parts instead of 2. So this piece plays around with a duple triple meter shift a lot. well, in this particular part, it plays with it a lot. Later in the song, on the next lesson, we'll have a lot of other triple stuff. We're getting into the section where we waffle between duple and triple a lot. So we're going to be playing 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and it'll be 1 and a 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and da 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 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 da 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 da. So it's going to be kind of interesting, kind of wonky, and the timing is very important. Just because it needs to be clear and concise, swapping between duple and triple meter. So, taking a look at the next section in 26, it's relatively straightforward. It's just weird on the timing. So, let's go ahead and work on the triplet section, and then we'll work on adding in the duple section beforehand. So, it'll be starting on the 2. It's a simple, straightforward run. You do have some skips and you do have some slurs. Keep that in mind. 1, 3, 4, 1. Again, just on that triplet section, we'll be starting on 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so adding that back into the duple section sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and do that a couple of times. And this is going to take some work. This still throws me for a loop. Sometimes. So starting at 25, 24, 23, we're going to play through to the 23 to 28. So let's work on this a little bit. This is probably going to be a sticking section. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One of the things that I've found, especially with the triplets, and especially when you're going back and forth between the 2 meters, emphasize the first note of every triplet. Apologies, there was supposed to be an F sharp in there. So let's go ahead and look at the next section, which is going to be kind of wonky because we haven't done a bunch of jumps like this before. So measures 29 and 30 are going to sound like this. Apologies, I added the next measure. So let's go ahead and do just 29 and 30, keeping that same 1, 2, 3, and this is duple, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's take a look at 29 and 30. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. Again, keep in mind the first measure, forte, second measure, piano. Really distinct dynamic shifts. 1, 2, 3. back into triplets with nice straight run up. You do have an octave jump there, but it's whatever. So let's go ahead and do the triplets there with the resolution note in 32. 1, 2, 3. We also are going from piano up to mezzo forte, so not quite forte, just a step underneath it. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. And now let's go ahead and add 29 into where we just ended. So it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Let me go ahead and keep that playing. 1, 2, 3. Got that. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a bit faster than we were practicing it. My apologies. So let's take a step back and let's go back to 19, 20, 21, 22. Let's start at 23 so that we can get the duple, the triple, the duple, and then the triple again. And then we will move forward from there. So tying this into the last chunk that we were working on. Go ahead and join me. We'll do this a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. Again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Moving on from there, we have another duple going into another triplet section. So right now what we're going to find in measures 32 and 33 is something new. Measure 34 is the exact same as 31. Yeah, exact same. And then we have measures 32 and 33 repeated here in a second. So measures... Yeah, I'll go ahead and play 32 through to the repeat, just so that we can see what everything sounds like, and then we'll break it down by chunks. 1, 2, 3. So, measure 32 and 33, nice, easy, straightforward. Go ahead and join me. We'll play through this a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. One last time, and then we'll get into the triplets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the triplets in measure 34. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. One last time. 1, 2, 3. You can kind of hear how I'm putting the emphasis on the beginnings of the triplets. It helps me keep time. So adding 32 through measure 34. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then 33, 34, 35 to the repeat bar is going to sound like this. We have the repeated figure. So 35, 36 is going to be the exact same as 32, 33. So it'll sound like this. And then just continuing on from there. I got my bowings back there. My apologies. Backwards there. So let's go ahead and do 35 to the end. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll start building backwards and adding things to it. So 35 to the repeat bar. 1, 2, 3. And with that, it's not strictly in time. You've got a little bit of time that you can kind of draw it out. It's a rubato kind of a thing right before that repeat bar. So taking a step back to measure 32, let's go ahead and play that to the repeat bar. 1, 2, 3. Taking a step back from there, let's go ahead and go 26 to the repeat bar. 1, 2, 3. Taking a step back from there, let's go ahead and do 25, 24, 23 to the repeat bar. 1, 2, 3. Okay, taking a step back from there, let's go ahead and do pick up to 19. So the last beat of 18 to the repeat bar. 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and take it from, since we've already worked on that first chunk, let's go ahead and take it all the way from the beginning. So it'll be from the allegro all the way to the repeat. 1, 2, 3. So this one is going to take some work. This one is definitely getting into real music, like real music. It's not super advanced, but there's still a lot of things that take practice and a lot of things that can still trip you up. So I recommend definitely taking some time, working through this one, and just hammering it out. Metronome is going to be very important. We were running at about 80 BPM, a little bit lower maybe, between 76 and 80, I would say. We're looking for a finished tempo of 110 BPM. So keep that in mind. Just as a heads up on what that sounds like. It's going to pick up the pace a significant bit from where we've been practicing it, but we need to play it slower so that we can get the transitions down between duple and triple. We also need to work at it slower so that we can get the clarity that we need, so then we can speed it up. Especially when I was starting to practice and starting to play. I had a really bad tendency of wanting to play all the fast stuff and then just getting through it. Not exactly the best habit to build. So working with a metronome, making sure that you are hitting the correct emphasis is definitely a good thing. One of the other handy things on here, depending on which model you have, you can also set it to do different patterns. So you can set it to play eighth notes, da, 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 or you can set it to do things like triplets, so that you can work on those transitions between duple and triple. So, highly recommend a metronome to work with. It will be a very handy thing. Very, very useful. So, yeah, that is the first half of the Sonata in C major by Jean-Baptiste Bréval. It's a lot of work, but when it's finished, it's going to be an awesome, awesome sonata. So, thank you very much for joining me. Have fun practicing. Definitely use your metronomes, and I will catch you next time.